Hey everyone, God's Team here. Today I want to talk about Berserk Deluxe Volume 1 by Kentaro Miura. Berserk is one of the greatest story ever told, for me personally. And if you read the start of Berserk, you can easily mistake it as an edgy for the sake of edgy manga. Big guy with big sword calling himself the Black Swordsman. He have a lone wolf persona that can be mistaken as another cringe personality that was made fun of by the eminent initiator. But you can see the humanity of the character guts shows even if it's only glimpses of it even in the first arc. Fortunately, we'll go through the Black Swordsman arc and a little bit of the Golden Era arc. The story itself starts in a village where the elder of the village was sacrificing the member of his village to the Onslaught. His soldiers are having fun torturing an elf, which is a fairy in the world of Berserk, named Puck. Puck is saved by a wanderer, a swordsman carrying a big lung of swords named Guts. Guts manages to kill the Onslaught, which turned into a lizard-looking monster. And the story goes on until he managed to trigger a behelit to activate a mysterious Picasso painting-looking living stone that will summon the God Hands. And using the behelit, you can sacrifice what you care the most in exchange for power. At the start of Berserk, you can see that Miura is still very much using the type of characters that is popular during the time in manga. Big guy inspired by America's action movie like Arnold, Fish of the North Star, JoJo, and etc. He put his own twist to it into a dark fantasy, but even then he's still also finding the kind of story that he wants to tell. He's finding his own identity in the genre of manga. It is only after the first arc, the Black Swordsman, that Miura started finding his footing on the story he wants to tell, and he got a lot better at it. You can see that early at the start of the Golden Era, that he not only managed to show how Guts was born under the hanging body of his mother in a tree, and then picked up by mercenaries and not losing his humanity despite being surrounded by death and suffering. Miura managed to turn Guts carrying a big sword not just as a character quirk, but because since he was raised by mercenaries, he never got to train using a small sword since he was a child, so he always used swords that are too big for him. He gave it reason and made it part of Guts' character, made it into his character-defining feature. Berserk started on relying mostly on its action, on Guts' big swing that fully used the double page of manga carrying his power, and how big of a swing it is. The art is great, but it's not yet at the point where it can be seen as godly. But let it cook, because this is the start of one of the greatest story ever told. That's about it.